So if I go to the blockchain project, we'll see some project completion that's in the done column. Guys, what is going on? What is going on? It's Pags. Welcome back to another episode of Program with Pags. I'm a little bit frustrated. I just finished recording an episode, and then come to find out I was recording on the wrong microphone. But got it dialed, got it figured out now. Let me pop this off screen. Guys, definitely did a lot of work on Team Syncer over the weekend. I'm having a database issue with MongoDB. It is nearing the end of the cluster tier I'm currently at, so I'll have to figure out something there. But let's dive in. Let's dive in. So right now I kind of like 3 projects that I'm just kind of utilizing. One of them, obviously, Team Syncer to track Team Syncer. The blockchain project is actually a project in Rust and Solana that I'm currently developing and trying to figure out. There's the series on it of Let's Learn Blockchain Together. So check that out if you're curious about blockchain. But I wanted to cover just a few of the things that I've gone over. Or a few of the upgrades, right? So a big upgrade that I've done, guys, this music's beautiful. It's so beautiful. Beautiful. Let me turn on something though. One of the biggest upgrades I did, I stored state in data in my URL. So for instance, when I click on one of the projects, you can see the project ID gets stashed into the URL. The reason why I did that is I want to be able to monitor, or excuse me, when I navigate through the project, I always want this project ID selected. So if I click blockchain, if I scroll to another page, I immediately want this one to be the selected one. So there's probably many ways to do that, but the way I did it was just stashing the project ID up in the parameters. And then that way, when I navigate through the application, I'm always looking at the like Team Syncer project, if you will. So, and all the data associated with it. So that's what I did there. That was a big upgrade. There's a few project fetching things that I changed as well, but overall, she's coming together. She's coming together. So I added a few things on the Kanban page. Let's see if I can rename the column. See, I'm having a few little issues or a few little bugs, but let's rename this stuff. In the episode I recorded that I thought was through this microphone, not this microphone, I added a bunch of these tasks for the backlog kind of stuff. I want to build a backlog area was one of them. I want to add the team functionality finally. We do have a lot of the code kind of built out for it across the episodes. I forget which episode we did, but biggest priority though, I wanted to kind of look at the task cards and then the task modal. I added a new modal as well. So if I delete a column, a modal will pop up first, and then I can delete the column. So I'll show you guys what that might look like. So I can click and then boom, deleting, and then it gets fired off. So, but that's it in a nutshell of kind of the upgrades. Just cleaning up a lot of stuff as well too, making sure this dashboard page was working again. We kind of lost that functionality for a while there, but it's all back up and running. So that's the good news. I do need to curate the tasks though, because there's 2 functionalities, and there's actually one that I do need to do on the dashboard page as well. And that's going to be a drop down, let's say dashboard drop down. Let's think dashboard drop down. I want to be able to check again. We have all this logic built. Gosh, how do I describe it? But I want to be able to check which columns I'm measuring success by. So let's say I have the done column with a ton of tasks, right? Like there should be a ton of Team Syncer tasks in here. In the dashboard page where it says at done, we have no tasks there, but I want to be able to change the project completion. So if I go to the blockchain project, we'll see some project completion that's in the done column. I want to be able to measure or change the column I'm measuring very easily. Very easily. So that's the goal. Yeah. I want to be able to change that very effectively and easily. So let's lay back on the music for one moment. Let's see. So let me shrink Team Syncer down, window size a little bit. Let's resize it a bit, and let's kind of get a game plan and approach for this episode. So that's a bit of the short of introductory where things are at for the SaaS product. I do want to build a bug column as well, or a bug pool kind of thing. So backlog and bug pool might be a thing that goes together. Which would kind of be a good thing. But let's think about what needs to be done associated to the task cards. I think that's going to be our biggest thing real quick, is going to be the task cards. Is probably going to be a bigger ROI of our time right now. So let me think about it. I'm going to pop this off screen real quick. And I'm going to go to Prisma. Just to... Oh, I need to upload this video too. This why Next.js is the best. It's a good video. I recorded it right before I left to Colorado. I at 6 something in the morning, and my flight was at like 8. So I was just like running to get it done. Oh God. Oh God. Basically, I want to reintegrate the task status correctly. So the task and the task status belong together. That is something that we need to marry again. Those things need to come back together. So here's a drag task card, which is these black task cards. And this is what our schema form kind of roughly looks like, is we have an ID, a name, a priority, category, all that stuff. And I want to be able to change the category. Well, this might be a few episode build, but because I need to reintegrate the priority, the category, and maybe consider adding a modal. So I think the biggest thing is maybe we do the task modal first, which is where I can click on a task and then boom, a modal will pop up of this task where we can like add a comment section, add a few things to it, kind of takes up more of the page. So it gives us more space, because this is a lot of stuff to do. The priority, we want to open and close the task. I guess that could stay here, but if people want to comment on the task or assign the task to somebody, we may want to click it and then it brings up a modal. So let's think on how to possibly do that. If I go to the drag container, this is the column. Here is our task down here, drag task card. Delete that, don't really want to see the loading anymore. But here's our task card right here. That's all of these guys. Each task card is being mapped from the tasks. This is what we're looking at. So let's think about how to do this. So I could wrap this in a dialog. I've got this base dialog component that I just built over the weekend. And that's what pops up when I click this. This is our dialog. Perhaps that could also work for our tasks. Oop, did not. That was the episode I just recorded. But okay, so let's see. So if I pop in the base dialog, looks like I do have it roughly hard-coded of material. Because I'm trying to think this through. Because the dialog, it also auto resizes. It's a Tailwind deal. So let me try to resize the screen. It'll auto resize. So I'm trying to think how to do this, right? Where the dialog will pop in on the phone and you could still text task IDs, do different things, task names, task priorities. It needs to be like a drop down. But if I do that, then I need to redo all of this middle stuff somehow, where maybe I don't. Maybe I just need a content area. Yeah, maybe I just need to define this stuff. That's it. Just pass that in as props. Okay. So we'll shoot for that. I think that's a good approach. So boom, item start, items, boom. Are you sure? Just want to look off. It's kind of annoying that every time I drag it off screen, it closes. But so are you sure deleting from task model? So it looks like I need to pass this in for each independent modal. And then I can quite literally pass in whatever content I want to each task modal, I think, or each modal in general. So I can say content, we'll pop that here. Oh. Okay, so let's try to shoot for that. Okay, so content goes there. So right now the modal's empty. But if I go to the parents where I'm using this modal, so I think it's in the drag Kanban, and just that way from every parent component, I'll have to pass down the information, which makes sense. Let's see. So I'll say const delete modal. We did this previously on the old Kanban page. And I'll just pass in all of this information right here. Boom, there it goes. And then that just needs to be passed in as the content into the dialog. Boom. So I think it worked in my brain. I swear it did. I swear it did. Delete modal. Why is it? Okay. So it's actually this type. And if we go to our dialog, I thought it was React Node. Okay, let's try it. No, still no good. JSX element is not assignable to React Node, but it is a React Node, right? What about if we just do an any type for now? Trusty old. Still not coming through. Weird. Because it really should. It really should. Right? We're just passing JSX as a prop, basically. So maybe I need to invoke it potentially. Oh, that's all it is. Okay, boom. So there it is. There's our content. Perfect. And then that way, now we can wrap the task card. We could use the base dialog component. This is going to make sense, guys. And then I'll wrap it up here because this is going to kind of break down across multiple deals. But we can make the dialog here. And the key needs to go to the dialog, because this task card is now going to be the content. So, boom. And the task card, the task card is going to be the button, not the content. And the custom function is just going to be a console log for now. Does nothing. We just don't want it doing anything. In content, we don't want delete modal. We'll make this a card modal. We'll need to build the card modal. But basically, this is where all of our JSX for a card will go, or like our card modal with card name, card pop-up. It would all go here. So I'll say card modal. I think this is going to work. I think this works with everything. And then this custom function will actually be an update card ID. So let's see. So if I click this, boom, perfect. Sweet. And then if we've done it correctly, that's a different modal. Perfect. Okay, so let's kind of build this card modal out. I could do it below this function even. I could do it down here if I wanted. Function. Let's do it right here. Function card modal. Sorry guys, it's a lots of code right now, but I just want to explain roughly what this card modal is. We're going to steal the template for this delete modal. Boom. So card modal, and this won't be, all this information will actually be different. Instead of are you sure, instead of an SVG for deleting, it'll be update task. This will be, instead of deleting a column, all the stuff, you can update a task. You can update your task here. And we don't need an SVG for this red stuff, but we maybe want an update, an SVG for the task or something. And then instead of us just hard coding card model here, we could do this, and we could actually pass our task into the card modal. And the card modal can receive the task, right? And this will be all of our task information. And then we can actually pop in our task IDs and all these things down here. So check this out. We can go task.task ID. We could show task.task name. We could do all of our task stuff here in the modal. So boom, update your task. Here it is. And here's the ID. Here's like your modal. We could do like task assignees, all of our stuff. We could bring it all into the modal. So we of course need to organize it and make it all look proper and pretty. But yeah, so this is the start of it. This is certainly the inception of a good modal. Flex call. Maybe I don't want to do that. Let's put flex call. Which one of these is flex called? Must be this one. Nope. So must be this one, right? Nice. There we go. Okay, so I actually won't use the task ID. We'll just obviously pass it in for an update function. But we do want the task name. And then we're also going to want some like base inputs and text areas and all that stuff. So boom. And this will be, boom, there it is. So popping it in, let's say custom class, we'll say BG background dash primary. There we go. Looks a lot better. Or even BG background black, all that stuff. But basically, we're going to have a whole bunch of modals, a whole bunch of, all of our stuff to update the what's it called, the tasks. This is where it all will be, and I'll need to pretty it up, make it look good. But guys, I think that's amazing progress for today. I think that's fantastic. So we'll say text 3XL, font bold, all that stuff, class name here. What do we want? Flex call with full. Perfect. It's doing everything I want with the gaps. And maybe we can just get rid of this SVG, I guess. Don't really need it. Let's see what that looks like. Or I could go find some better SVGs that's going to be appropriate for updating a modal. Nice. This is going to be clean, guys. This is going to be great. But it is throwing everything off. So we'll just get it out for now. Update task. Maybe I don't even need this header. Get rid of it. Boom. You can update your task here. Yeah, this is starting to come together. This is starting to make sense. You can update your task here, and then I need to have like task name, right, as the first one. Task name, task priority. We already have a modal honestly built that I could go steal all this stuff. Task priority. Because we had it for the old, let me show you guys, the old Kanban page. If I go to this one, let's see if it's still, it may still even work. It may still work, guys. It really might. Really might. Boom, here it is. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. So here's our old modal. Works great. But we just had it here, so you could click that. You can see there's some bugs and stuff going on. But this is roughly what we want the task to be shaped up like now, where you can click on this, assign people. Obviously, a lot of stuff's broken here, but it's the same idea. We want to be able to click on it. Boom, modal pops up. You can update your task here. We probably want to margin top 8 this. You know, all of this stuff. So gap Y2, just make sure we are doing what needs to be done. Make sure it's all getting done, folks. Golly. Let's see. And then finally, the last thing we kind of want to look at isn't just what's it called? Let me actually just do this. This makes more sense. Okay. So the last thing we want to consider beyond obviously just a what's it called? CSS stuff, right? Of making these things look pretty, all that stuff. We also want to consider doing what am I thinking? We want this update button, instead of it saying delete, obviously we want it to say update. So let me go back to this. We don't want it to say delete. We want it to say update. And then we may want to pass in a custom class to the button. So it's a custom button class. And this way we could style kind of that button. Because I don't know if I want it red, obviously. So maybe we want background blue or something, or background. That's fine. That's fine. We'll leave it red. We got more work to do. And then the custom function here is going to be update task associated to the task ID. So that's going to be a big one to get down. I do think we have it passed in here though. Update task. Yeah, we do. Update task. Boom. But I actually don't know how that update task function is working right now off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a lot more stuff going on. Let's see. Yeah, it does. It looks like a lot more stuff is going on. So I'll just leave it as a console log for now for the update function. We'll handle that in another episode. Let's add it to the backlog. Why not? Why not? Also I need to change the text alignment, all that stuff here. And can I still drag these is the question. Oh, no way. That is amazing. That is so amazing. So, but work does need to be done. There's a few updates that need to be done. So let's, and then I see if I click delete, I need to block the modal from popping up. So there's a few things, guys, that obviously need to be edited and thought about and cleaned up. So I'll work on that behind the scenes, but that's the next biggest step, I think, is just getting that modal put together, because we don't have to then edit all this stuff here, which I thought was super on the fly, super quick to like click and just do. And I think it's a great idea for things like the column. But the tasks, I'm realizing they're going to have a lot more to them. So we ultimately do need to go back to the task modal. The other things I want to add is like comments associated with the task, with who's commenting on it. Things like that, who the task is assigned to. Like, I'm going to build it out really proper. So, because this is a full-blown SaaS. This ain't the half-tailed thing done, folks. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. Cheers.